Hi guys, welcome to Classic TV Facts and Trivia. Appreciate you being here. Today's video is on a main cast member of Leave It to Beaver that blamed the show for a tragic death in his family. Take a look. Viewers who grew up in the 50s adored the classic television show Leave It to Beaver. The show ran until the early 60s and featured the character of Theodore the Beaver Cleaver getting into plenty of shenanigans in his neighborhood. Now, while fans adored Beaver, who was played by Jerry Mathers, they also had a fondness for the rest of the Cleavers. Hugh Beaumont played the iconic Mr. Ward Cleaver, but something occurred when Beaumont was filming the show that had him allegedly blaming the series for the tragic death in his family. Here's what happened. Leave It to Beaver is full of memorable characters, and no one could have played Mr. Cleaver like Beaumont. According to Fox News, Beaumont's work on the show was one of his crowning achievements. He didn't always have the goal of making it big in Hollywood. He initially studied theology in school before pursuing acting, and when he finally became successful, his daughter Kristen Beaumont noted he never got to his head about fame. He had a lot of input into his character, she said. When we got into trouble, we usually had a talk with Dad, just like on the show. He'd never yell or get upset. Kristen added that her father took the show very seriously, so he could use all the funds to support his family. Now, while Beaumont was committed to his role on the show, it seems he wasn't always a fan of working on the set. Beaumont had a deep sadness from the show. He spent a lot of time away from his family in Minnesota to commence with filming in L.A., and one particular incident haunted him. The publication notes filming for Leave It to Beaver happened quickly once the pilot episode was sold, and Beaumont had to fly out to California on a tight schedule. Left his son Hunter to drive Beaumont's wife and her mom west, but Hunter lost control of the car. Beaumont's wife's mother was killed in the car accident. Life and Times of Hollywood noted that Beaumont harbored some resentment toward the show in regards to the accident because filming prevented him from being the one to drive the car in the first place. While Beaumont had reservations about the show, he still did a lot to make it stand as one of the most iconic shows on television, and he ultimately died at 72 years old. According to the New York Times, Beaumont died of a heart attack in '82, nearly 20 years after the show's end. Leave It to Beaver co-star Jerry Mathers wrote incredibly kind and thoughtful words about Beaumont years after his death, too. When they recast the role for the series, Hugh was one of the several people brought in for an audition. Mathers noted on his website, "I was very glad that he was picked for the role, and we had a wonderful friendship for his entire life, until he passed away in '82 from a heart attack. You and my dad had become friends, and he occasionally came to our house to play cards with my father and some of his friends." Honestly, I think anyone would would harbor those feelings at the time. I just can't see him it being on his shoulders or in his head all that time. I'm sure he gave it up at some point. I mean, he stayed on the show. Yes, he was actually a minister at one time. What's cool for that? That's kind of neat, too. Anyway, that's all I have for you. Hope you guys enjoyed this. Please don't forget about classic rock and country music facts and trivia. Head on over there. Check it out. Please subscribe. Have a great day. God bless you. Be praying for you.